Just prior to the 2020 general elections, three farmers held a press conference in which they complained about the Department of Agriculture's support for the eradication of the tropical bond tick disease plaguing cattle and sheep farmers. According to one of the farmers, the Ministry of Agriculture should adopt a multi-pronged approach in order to successfully eradicate the devastating tick disease. Garrett Lewis, one of the three farmers who held the press conference, referred to a study done involving the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine using an alternate chemical to the Beticol that is provided through the Department of Agriculture.
We are suggesting that this study is looked over by other personnel, maybe suggested and really looked at so that we could try to eradicate the ticks them, because the deltamethrin and the pheromone would really eradicate them. And deltamethrin is next to flumethrin. I would say the two of them are in the same boat. And so one of the ideas from the head vet or the CVO that she was saying that, it's not commercial. But why is this not commercial? You do realize this was a study done in St. Kitts in 2011 and ended in 2014, and it was done on two farms, Farms A and Farm B. And I'm pretty sure one of those farms was with my colleague right here, Solomon Morton, because prior to that, maybe like a decade before that, there was on my farm with the same deltamethrin and pheromone collar tags, and it was pretty good for me. The animals that was tagged are collared around the neck. I had no infestation of ticks on them, while the other animals had, a large infestation. And so I think that if the government was to look into it with other personnel and just not left it to the head vet alone, then I think we could come to, a suitable condition or even overlooking at it. And whereas that it's not commercial, the RAS personnel find the time to collaborate with who they had to collaborate with and make it. And so if you told me that is not safe, it's always a safe dosage level for any chemical.
However, Ministry of Agriculture Permanent Secretary Al Edwards said it is not a wise course of action to pursue, given a low success rate of only 40%, as well as the fact that the solution used is not made in commercial quantities. On that, Edwards said, the ministry will stick to the proven Beticol that is used by farmers globally. Further, Edwards stated that it was important to understand the background to the disease in the Federation.
I remember working on that program. And at one point, St. Kitts was declared provisionally tick-free. Provisional because there were two, what we call hotspots. There were two areas where the farming public, they weren't very compliant, and so there were still ticks present in just those two areas. And that was like maybe late 90s, early 2000s. And if I fast forward today, I would ask you a simple question. The ticks flared up again. And I would ask you the simple question of, where do you think the ticks would have flared up again? Those same two areas. And lo and behold, those were the farmers who were making the most noise from that same area. Now, the flare-up of the tick coincided with the fact that there was a problem with the suppliers and the agents of Beticol. So it's not that the agriculture was sitting down doing nothing. We had already paid for supplies. The people had our money, but there's no Beticol to give. There was no Beticol to give. We had meetings with the farmers to explain this.
The Ministry of Agriculture provided Beticol to farmers on a significantly subsidized basis and, in addition, provided monetary relief. But Edwards contends that some of the farmers must also bear responsibility for the flare-up of the tick because they were not managing their animals properly. Glenn Barrett, SKN Newsline.